I want to give all praises and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles and the bishops at Great Millstone, who teach well, who rule well, who labor night and day, making sure the men of Great Millstone, GMS, are able to go out on the highways and hedges, able to make these lessons, who go out there and we do this for free, for no gain, no money. Peace and salutations to all the Aqua who listen in silence. Peace and salutations to all the Akium that's out there in GMS, working hard, working diligently to get their videos so we can search out for the 144,000 hopeful elect, 1/3. Peace and salutations to all family members of GMS. And peace and salutations to all those that support this truth, all the believers. Peace and salutations to all the prophets who are working diligently. And peace and salutations to all the teachers who are working diligently. Peace and salutations to all the remnant that might look like these other nations, but are in fact of the 144,000 hopeful elect. May this lesson be edifying. Shalom.
Bitch, I'm selling Gucci and it's selling like a bag. Bitch, I'm selling Gucci and it's selling like some crack. One trick, two trick, three. Money down my throat. Daddy made me choke. Rain in my cash. Rain. Bitch, I'm selling Gucci. Bitch, I'm selling bro. I'm a real 3-4 straight out of Lego. I don't give a fuck about your baby daddy hoe. Bitch, I'm selling Gucci, that's the only thing I know. If your nigga got the rest, you can hit his cat. I do not discriminate, and you know the facts. Bitch, I'm selling Gucci, and it's selling like a bag. Bitch, I'm selling Gucci, and it's selling like some crack. One trick, two trick, three. Money down my throat.
This is Ecclesiasticus 26, verse 8. A drunken woman and a gatherer abroad causeth great anger, and she will not cover her own shame. Now think about that. We see one woman who's talking about put it in my throat, and she's claiming that she's selling her body. And we wonder why. And other women hear this and they bob their head like, yeah, girl, you know, that's a bunch of bullshit. Straight up. And people in there with their cell phones are bobbing their head. You see the one dude like, yeah, he like that. You know, we all been out there, you know, probably. Some probably haven't. And seen, you know, at these shows and clubs how these women might act. Or even seen on TV. But we turned away from these things and we see that these things are really not worth it. But this is why these 2/3 are going to be done away with. And they ain't going to have no future in the kingdom of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. This is verse 9 of Ecclesiastes 26. The whoredom of a woman may be known in her haughty looks and eyelids. You see, she had the eyelashes on, the cumbrellas, and you see how she had the tattoos, had her body showing. This is whoredom. A woman should be dressed modest. And imagine when she has kids and they see that video. She probably already has kids. And then they hear the things she's saying. Put that in my throat. You know, all this craziness. Ecclesiasticus 26, verse 10. If thy daughter be shameless, keep her and straightly, lest she abuse herself through over much liberty. And what that's saying is basically you just want to do whatever the hell she want. And she feels she can do whatever the hell she want. And that's what this girl is doing out here right now. But here's the key right here. Ecclesiasticus 26 verse 11. Watch over Watch over an impudent eye, and marvel not if she trespass against thee. See, if you take this girl to be a wife, man, she's gonna be doing a whole lot of trespassing against you. And she trespassing against Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai with her conduct. You better keep a close eye on a woman like that. This is Ecclesiasticus 26:12. She will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler when he have found a fountain, and drink of every water near her. By every hedge will she sit down and open her quiver against every arrow. You probably heard the phrase, oh man, she'll take any Tom, Dick, and Harry. Yeah. And you see the other woman, she looked like she's supposed to be supposedly a dom, or what they would say, or a stud, lesbian or something like that. Looking like that, don't get it twisted. When all hell breaks loose, these dudes ain't gonna care about that. They gonna know that you got something down there that they want. Because at the end of the day, you are a woman by nature. You are a woman. And by you being a woman, you're going to be treated as a woman when this thing gets all crazy and out of hand. Ecclesiasticus 26:13. The grace of a wife delighteth her husband, and her direction will fatten his bones. You got that right. If you're a wife, you doing what you're supposed to do, your man gonna be at home. He's gonna be saying praises about you. He's gonna be delighted. And we already know the direction of her thinking is gonna be nice. And trust me, you will fatten that man's bones. The man might gain a little bit of weight too. You heard me? But that's why you have to be such a wife of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. You're going to see both sides of this story. When you have a good wife and you have a bad wife. It's only fair that we bring this out for Eve. Because we want y'all Eves to be saved. We want the northern kingdom to be saved and the southern kingdom to be saved. But you have to get down with the program. And the program is Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Ecclesiasticus 14. A silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. And there is nothing so much worth as a mind well instructed. That's the key. You have to have your mind well instructed. And that even goes for some of you men out there. You have to have your mind well instructed too, to realize the value of a good woman who loves Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Because see, your woman needs to be loving you through the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son of Rakakadash. When you have a woman set on that type of plan, you're going to have no worries. No worries. Be happy. Ecclesiasticus 26:15. A shamefaced and faithful woman is a double grace, and her continent mind cannot be valued. A mind is a terrible thing to waste. Ecclesiasticus 26:16. As the sun when it arteth in the high heaven, so is the beauty of a good wife in the ordering of her house. See, a real woman is going to take care of her house. She's going to keep it clean. She's going to make sure the kids are taken care of. She's going to make sure her man's taken care of. And also, she's going to look after her community. And that's brought out in Proverbs. So a real good woman is going to show all those qualities.
Sitting here getting ready to go into the grocery store, and I'm texting my husband. He said, babe, just come home, because by the time you do all that, it's going to be late. Whatever we have in the house for dinner, that'll work. That's good. And I don't even know why. Like, this flesh just started to just take over. And I'm sitting there about to text back. I typed it out and everything. I said, oh, no, babe, it's okay. I went to go get gas. It's right next to the gas station, and so I can just go in. And it's okay. I'll just go. And the Holy Spirit stopped me and said, submit. And I thought to myself, why am I about to make my night harder? Y'all, I said, absolutely. Let me go ahead and go home and obey my husband. I will happily just have a good night. Why does my flesh want to make things so hard? We just want to just disobey for no reason sometimes. Like, y'all, thank God for submission, okay? It does not have to be difficult.
The important thing a wife can give to her husband is herself. And it is her responsibility. It is our responsibility. It is my responsibility to make sure that this self is appetizing and pleasing to my husband's eyes as much as it depends on me. If your hair is turning gray, you don't control that. If you're starting to get wrinkles on your face, you don't control that. But what you do control is how much you're eating and if you're exercising or not. So do those things, and then let everything else fall into place. That is such an important thing. The most important thing of
This is Proverbs 31:10. Who can find a virtuous woman? Pause. Now it asks the question. And see, a lot of people will read this and don't answer the question. You have to answer the question, man. The Heavenly Father, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, He's asking a question. So you gotta answer the question. It says, who can find a virtuous woman? And the word virtuous means good. Something that's pure, good, holy, nice, sweet, pleasant. So many definitions of virtuous. I mean, I'm not going to get all into it, but trust me, it's there. Look it up. Who can find it? You're not finding another woman. Well, another woman could find another woman for her husband, so I can't necessarily say that, because You know, in the kingdom, you know, your wife might say, "Hey, you should take her as a wife. She's good. You know, I think she'd be nice for the family." So hey, you have stuff like that too, but mainly this is for the men, and this is for the men of GMS, because see, the men of GMS, by us having this 100% truth, well, no, 144% truth, this would guide us to knowing what we should be looking for. Because see, when we pierce into these scriptures, and anyone that is following this channel or any channel of GMS, you will see the positiveness, not negativeness. There is no negativeness in GMS. Nothing but positiveness. All right? We know terrorists. We know hate group. We are men that pierce into these scriptures. And the men of GMS will know if a woman is of a virtuous woman. And we will know, as the scriptures continues, for her price is far above rubies. Now, if you know about rubies, you know what? I might have to just go into that real quick. The value of rubies real quick. It's only right, because, I mean, if you're going to talk about it, you got to go into it. I'm trying to keep this lesson short, but, hey, sometimes you just got to dive into it just for a hot second. Now, these are some of the prices of rubies, man. You see this price right here, man. This ain't no game. Okay? This is real stuff. When you getting that money, don't think a diamond is a girl's best friend. And just a few days ago, India was saying that they want that diamond back from the people of England because of those rubies. They have high value. And the king that's over there is rocking those rubies.
So, as she said, all these stones are around 1 carat each. The commercial quality one is around $50 per carat. It's low quality, it's included, it has fissures, the cut is not well done. The second one has a darker color, it's a little bit more red, but it's too dark. And it's not well cut, and it's opaque. So that one is about $100 per carat. Then the third one is about $600. Shines brighter, it has more transparency, a little bit less inclusions, and then we jump again to $1,400 per carat. So that's starting to look like a beautiful stone. It shines a little bit more. It's still not the blood red that you want. So this one is fun. It's a little bit dark, but it's perfectly cut. It doesn't have a lot of inclusions. Beautiful red color, even if slightly on the dark side. $2,400 per carat. And then we get the best, pigeon blood, with a little bit of orange in it, clear, no visible inclusions to the naked eye, well cut, symmetrical, everything you want. Okay, so as she said, if you say hello to him and he stops to chat.
If I was to speak to the king separately from that, I would probably encourage him to return the Kohinoor diamond.
If you have a moment to chat with King Charles today down at the World Trade Center Memorial, how do you view your role as mayor? Do you see it as being sort of a polite, diplomatic moment? You just say hello and welcome, or is there anything else you would say to him? Do you have a specific message you might want to deliver?
I'll just say that today I'll be attending a wreath laying alongside a number of other elected officials, including Governor Hochul, Governor Sherrill, and the focus of that wreath laying is to honor the more than 3,000 New Yorkers who were killed in the horrific terror attacks of September 11th. And that's what I'm really looking to do at that event.
So you haven't thought about anything you might say if you say hello to him and he stops to chat?
To speak to the king separately from that, I would probably encourage him to return the Kohinoor diamond.
New York Mayor Zoran Mamdani told King Charles to return the Kohinoor diamond to India. The 105-carat diamond was taken during British colonial rule in 1850. Mamdani, who is Indian American, said it before meeting Charles at the 9/11 memorial. India has demanded its return for years. Buckingham Palace declined to comment.
So there you have it. You heard it right there first on Fair and Trembling. It's Proverbs 31:11. The heart of her husband doeth safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need to spoil. Woo-hoo-hoo. You have it right there. And you women say, I can't find a good man. Man, it's a good man right there, man. To have a good woman, you can find a good man. Don't be like that woman in the Tyler Perry movie. You know, she had a good man, she messed up and got another man, and well, you know how that turned out. What was that movie called? I can't remember. You know, I'm not going to even go into it because what I'm starting to realize in these videos, if I'm going to go into it, I got to show it. You know, because it's just how it is. But as it reads, the heart of her husband doeth safely trust in her. When you got a woman that's on point, man, you trusted in that woman. You like, yo, man, she got it. She holding it down. She's doing the right thing. I ain't got to worry about nothing. I mean, you can think about the story with Gucci Mane. When Gucci Mane, you know, even though that's a worldly topic, but he was doing some stupid shit. Got locked up and really was really supposed to be in there for a long time. But Gucci Mane was zooted out of his damn mind on drugs. And he said, he basically, because he loved that woman so much, he said, hey man, just take this money and, you know, this is my last. I'm going to be gone. He didn't want to leave it to his family. He left it to her. And she turned around and did the right thing. And he loved her for that. And that's how your Proverbs 31 woman is supposed to be. You have to have safety and trust to her, so that shall have no need to spoil. No need to be worrying about. That's how it's supposed to be. Proverbs 31:12. For the aqua, you know, just to throw it out there. If you looking for a good man, you know, of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, Kakadash. Read Proverbs 31, you know, and some of the other scriptures that I read, and read them to their entirety. I remember I was on a live, and I can't remember what it was about, but the brother was saying, he was talking about some of the aqua, one of the you know, they looking for a man. And I just threw it out there on the live. Hey man, you know, y'all women need to go ahead and shoot your shot. Don't be playing around. Go ahead, you know, holler. And the guy, you know, threw it out there. Was like, yeah, fair and troubling. You know, he just throwing it out there. Go ahead, shoot your shot. Because you better shoot your shot. Because see, only the men of GMS is going to be protected in that day. It ain't going to be none of this other camps and none of that. Because, see, if you're not speaking in the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, and you're not speaking in sincerity and truth, and you're not bringing out this 100% accurate truth, you're not going to be saved, man. Just like how Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, they had a set that they was working with, it's going to be the same thing in our day. Just like when Moses was out there, and Korah was and his family, and they was having their thoughts like, is it only Moses that is working through Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai? And what happened? Korah went against Moses, and what happened? The ground opened up and swallowed them. Because see, they were trying to go against Moses, who was chosen by Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. You can't do that. You can't do that. Just as how Moses was chosen is just how we're going to be chosen. And just how the other brother in GMS had a dream that when he seen the sword going to each camp and it was just killing them all. But look what happened. He said when it came to GMS members, the sword came, but nothing bad happened. That's how it's going to be. That's why we got to hold fast in Great Millstone. And I'm going to straight keep promoting Great Millstone because it's nothing but positiveness, nothing negative. But as it reads, she will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. And see, that's a Proverbs 31 woman. She's going to do him good all the days of her life. And see, we're going to get into this right here. You heard me? I'm really hoping that this lesson is edifying. And if you could, please share this video. Just as I share other brothers' videos and post other brothers' videos. Because it's not about me. It's about this word getting out. But a lot of brothers have done videos on this woman right here. All right. Long Island woman convicted of using homemade dynamite to blow off her boyfriend's hand. Hold on now. Now, see, I didn't heard some stuff, but I didn't know it said homemade dynamite. Damn. So that means this girl's a little pyro. She knows her thing of how to get down. Well, let's get into it.
Will be sentenced on March the 27th. A woman on Long Island has been convicted of throwing a homemade dynamite stick at her boyfriend while he was sleeping and blowing off his hand. On Friday, 35-year-old Kiana Waddell was found guilty in connection with the March 2024 incident. The Suffolk County DA's office said the incident turned violent during a heated argument between the couple. Waddell had previously threatened her boyfriend with dynamite, but he never thought she'd follow through with her threats, according to the DA. The victim woke up and heard a hissing sound before seeing the flame. He attempted to toss the dynamite outside, but the bomb exploded and blew off most of his hand. The victim was ultimately rushed to Nassau University Medical Center, where the rest of his hand and part of his arm were amputated. Waddell was found guilty of assault and several criminal weapons possession charges. She will be sentenced on March the 27th.
Yeah, man, it gets down like that, man. On some real shit. It gets down like that. Shoots boyfriend. Now, this one is a year ago. Woman shoots her boyfriend over breakfast. Well, I don't know. Maybe that might be judgment, man. Got that bacon right there. You ain't supposed to be using that bacon. For sure. No swine up in here. But this is the one that I want. Woman stabs her boyfriend to death over dinner dispute 5 days ago. And we're in the month of May. This is May the 4th. So let's get into it.
First things first, rest in peace to 25-year-old Lucas Rosh. Okay? Dead. Deceased. Over chicken. Okay? Poultry. That he intended to fry in an air fryer. How much does chicken cost in Wisconsin? Probably close to $5 a pound, maybe more than that in this climate. And that's not even the farm-raised chicken, okay? Farm-raised chicken, probably $18 to $30 per bird. This young man, Lucas, had chicken drumsticks, okay? In Wisconsin, chicken drumsticks cost between $1.09 and $2.50 per pound. He was going to cook them himself in the air fryer. What a man. Dropping the food bomb for Lucas Ross. Rest in peace, man. What a man, what a man, what a man. This young man did what he's supposed to do. Okay, brought some dinner home. And this woman, Michaela Clough, was not appreciative, okay? She wanted to go out to eat. Were you not in the mood for chicken? Did you ask him to take you somewhere nice, like Popeyes, KFC even? Oh, you wanted to go to Chicken Man or Gold Rush Chicken or Tom Ken's. But this young man, Lucas Ross, said, no, we got chicken at the house. And because he was thoughtful, because he actually cared, and because you are ungrateful, Lucas is no longer with us. Kids, let me explain something to y'all, man. If your significant other, the person you love, is pushing your buttons, if the person you love is making you upset and an argument ensues, go somewhere and take a breath. Okay, go take your shoes off and walk in some grass. Go hug a tree. Go outside and look to the sky. Look at the sun. Inhale, exhale. Say a prayer.
Go get
Phone
your
a
Yahweh
friend.
Bashem,
Hell,
Yahweh
if you get to the
Shai.
point where you feel so enraged that you want to do something violent, drive yourself to wherever it is you wanted to go and order your own damn chicken wings. She said she wanted to go to the bar. She should have left and went to the bar. Okay? She should have called a ride share, went to the bar, had a drink, ordered some damn chicken wings, cooled off, and then came back home, and Lucas would still be alive today. I just don't understand a 27-year-old woman throwing their life away because you didn't like the dinner plans? Life in prison because she didn't like what her man brought home for dinner? Do you understand the risk Lucas took bringing home those drumsticks to begin with? Because women never, and I mean never, seem to know what they want to eat. Okay, I would bet money that Lucas and Michaela had a conversation prior about dinner, and Michaela hit him with the you choose. You choose. So he chose. And she still wasn't satisfied, and now Lucas is dead. My brothers, if women killed us every time they weren't happy with our dinner choices, I don't think there would be any men left. Okay, just a world full of hungry women who have no choice but to eat each other. Okay, Michaela told police if they had to lock her up, that was cool. She took full responsibility like it was nothing. Okay, if you ask me, not showing no remorse. I don't understand this. Okay, you killed someone because you didn't like what he bought you for dinner, but now you're going to spend the rest of your life in a facility where you have absolutely zero control over the menu? Another, temporary feeling that has led to a permanent consequence. Donkey Today is sponsored by renowned personal...
So you see how that went down. Man trying to do the right thing. Please his princess. A lot of people would say queen, but it's princess, because as you already know, the verse with the queen, I am no widow. So we call our women in GMS our princesses. This is Proverbs chapter 5, verse 3. For the lips of a strange woman drops as an honeycomb, and her mouth is smoother than oil. Man, we need oil for everything, you heard me? We need oil to cook our food. And then push come to shove and stuff really had to get hard. Yeah. There is oil used and synthetic oil that is used for cars. All right, to lubricate. So, but with that being said, is showing that women are soft, they're smooth, and with this verse right here is really a foreshadow of what's to come if you pick wrongly. Because it says, for the lips of a strange woman. See, it says a strange woman drop as a honeycomb. And when you think about a honeycomb, even with what prophet? Not prophet, but who is it? No, let me not even get into that because that's another story, and I can't keep doing stuff like that. The drop as an honeycomb, and we know that honey is sweet, and her mouth is smoother than oil. She'll say whatever stuff that feels good, and you just go for it. This Proverbs 5:4. But her end is bitter as warm wood, sharp as a two-edged sword. Damn. Woo. Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai Bashem Rakakadash. May Holy Spirit be upon the elect man. I had to say it like that. Because this is serious. This is no joking. This is serious. Because to see that it's bitter as warm wood. And we know it's warm wood. It's nothing sweet about warm wood. It's nothing sweet. It's bitter. But sharp as a two-edged sword. See, if you ever knew someone that has been stabbed or had to stab someone, we know that a two-edged sword, and even in some states, two-edged swords are, even if you have a 3-inch two-edged sword or a 4-inch two-edged sword, they are illegal because a two-edged sword can do so much damage rather than you just got a one-sided sword. See? That shows you that these scriptures come from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And imagine those men. The woman gave that man threats. And she said, hey, I'm going to blow you up. And I'm not going to get into about her making that homemade bomb, because all I'm going to say is this. People up in that area, I would say starting from Philly, going on up, yeah, they bought that stuff like that. That's all I would say from back in the day. They bought that stuff like that. You know. So, to see that one person lost his arm, and the first thing he should have did was try to run out the damn room or reach for cover instead of trying to throw it out the damn window. But I can see how you waking up in the morning like, shh. He hearing something, oh man, what the fuck? And he tried to throw it out the window, and then he lost his arm, and he lost his arm. I mean, judgment went out both ways. She got locked up, he lost his arm. That's how it goes down sometimes, all right? That was a two-edged sword in that case. But in this case, this man was like, hey, let's save some money. I'm going to cook some chicken. And we can have all, I mean, because to be honest, it's more cheaper to buy your own chicken, wash the chicken, season the chicken how you want it to be seasoned, and then you cook it. See, in Babylon, everything's about convenience. And that convenience is what messes everything up. I'm going to end it right here. This is Proverbs 5:5. Her feet go down to death. Her steps take hold on hell. And we know that hell means death, the grave, Sheol. And we see what happened. This brother lost his life over some damn chicken. Some damn chicken that he was just trying to save some money, make his woman feel happy, and she probably was secretly just using this dude, you know. Or she just was out of her mind, just another crazy Eve out here. But the whole point is, we got one person missing a hand, one person that's dead. We got Eves out here talking about she's a 304, you know, all this craziness. I'm going to put it to you like this. If you ain't seeking Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash, you are truly lost. Shalom.